Alright, my cool people, thank you and welcome back. Ohanaeze Ndigbo urges justice to save Nigeria. Wants Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be pardoned. Alright, the news in details. The Apex Igbo Social-Cultural Organization Ohanaeze Ndigbo, as at yesterday, cautioned against a possible breakup of the country if the present imbalance in power sharing and social justice continue. Ohanaeze Ndigbo wants Kanu pardoned, and people have taken into their social media platforms saying that why would Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be pardoned? Is he guilty? What sort of thing is this that Ohanaeze Ndigbo urged justice to please pardon Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and people are saying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not guilty of any kind and therefore should not be interfered to be a kind of being pardoned. It also urged the President Muhammadu Buhari, right from the desk of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, to grant prerogative of mercy to the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The group also restated its earlier demand for an Igbo to succeed Buhari in 2023 to defend the country's unity, stressing that it has formed a political action committee known as PAC with its President General Professor George Obiozo as chairman and Ambassador Oke Emuche as the secretary to prosecute the 2023 presidential election. Meanwhile, Obiozo, who spoke with journalists after the group's National Executive Committee meeting at his secretariat in Enugu, disclosed that the PAC had demanded to realize with those seeking political power from within and outside the southeast and sensitize other parts of the country on the political quest of Ndigbo in 2023. He insisted that the country had drifted badly and its political and economic development now threatened, adding that time has come to resist Nigerians' journey with a view to righting the wrongs for a greater tomorrow. He also cited Ecclesiastes in chapter 3 in the Holy Scripture, which says, "There is season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted." Alright, the essence of the above quotation is to remind Nigerians that the country needs a introspective and retrospective thinking to resume our journey so far as to the nation during or doing so includes serious realization and examination of our story as a nation. He continued to say that if the story must be told, the nation has made two consistent mistakes that have wrongs or worsened the nation's other problems, leading to near breaking point. We drafted into the problems with nonchalant, and sometimes we are obvious of our consequences until what we think is an easy problem developed into a national disaster and catastrophe. He therefore asked, how do we get into the Western region crisis in the 1960s? How did we get to the Civil War as at 1967 to 1970? The Nadako Abiola crisis and the South Avengers. Obiozo lamented also, saying that as of today, the country's situation was not entirely different but had become even more complicated. The way things are with communication and modern technology, our country is definitely set not only at the usual breaking point, which we are more easily controlled and contained in the past to previous Nigerian unity, but a point of synchronized national crisis, which will be more difficult to control today. He also urged that Nigeria was a country negotiated and amalgamated under some agreement that balances sensitive issues of power sharing and balancing of power regardless of our conditions. Lamented meanwhile that Nigerian nationalism is residing as a regional nationalism grows astronomically. Alright, my good people are really being reacting to this as Ohanaeze Ndigbo urges police and justice, I beg your pardon, to serve Nigeria, to save Nigeria, want Kanu pardon. And people are saying, Ohanaeze Ndigbo should have continued Kanu, or to have cautioned Kanu when he was supreme leader ordering killings and destroying things. And people are saying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have never done such like this. In fact, there's no atom of guilt under what they have been charged him on, and I don't even understand this kind of thing because pardoning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for what reason? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for crying out loud, is not guilty of anything, and Ohanaeze Ndigbo have sincerely cried on the federal government to please save Nigeria by unleashing justice and want the pardon of our great leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The way things are with the communication and the modern technology, our country is set not only at the unusual breaking point, which we are more easily controlled and contained in the past to preserve Nigerian unity, but a point of synchronized national crisis, which will be more difficult to control today. Meanwhile, Obiozo, who spoke with journalists as of yesterday at the National Executive Committee at his secretariat in Enugu, disclosed that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu begging President Muhammadu Buhari to grant a prerogative of mercy to the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The APES socio-cultural organization of Ndigbo have also beckoned on the president to please do justice by letting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, by setting him free. And Obiozo, the spokesperson who spoke with journalism yesterday, make a lot of declaration, a lot of plea. He insisted that the country had drafted badly and its political and economic development now threatening, adding that time has come to raises a Nigerian journey with a view to rewriting the wrongs for a greater tomorrow. That has been onto this one. He also stated the quotation in the book, in the Holy Scripture, in chapters 3, in which he said that there's a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. He quoted saying that hence of the above quotation is to remind Nigerians that the country needs introspective and retrospective thinking to resist our journey so far as a nation, adding so including serious re-examination of our history as a nation. All right, my good people, that has been unto this. As we are calling it a day from here, without wasting much of your time, you people can testify the fact that Ohanaeze Ndigbo have really wished for the good of for the great leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and people are saying, saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be pardoned. What have he committed? What offense has he committed? In fact, Mr. Lawrence said that pardoning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for what reason? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not guilty of any kind and therefore should not be a kind of telling the government to do something about his release, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not guilty. And Ohanaeze Ndigbo urges justice to save Nigeria. And that has been unto this, my good people. Please let me have your take. Remember to send them and then tap on the subscription button for more update. Thank you and God bless you.